Well, Lions fans are ready for this weekend's matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it shows. This billboard going up at I-75 and 12 Mile saying the Bucs stop here. The message is also displayed at others across Metro Detroit.
We are getting an exercise and some trash talk, aren't we? The vibes are high. We're feeling good. Gina Trotman joining us now with more.
Ford Field on Sunday was the loudest I have ever heard it. Not even just in Detroit, but any game I've ever covered, ever been to. That was the loudest crowd I've ever heard. After the game in the locker room, I talked to Alex Anzalone on Sunday. He is asking fans to one-up themselves and be even louder. So as it turns out, it's not just Detroiters talking about how crazy Ford Field was last week. The word is getting out all the way to Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield, who the Lions faced in Week 6 and held to 6 points, he was asked about the atmosphere in Detroit. Here's what he said.
Minnesota is always a great environment, but playing in Kansas City during the playoffs was great as well. But just talking to some of those Rams guys, they said it was the loudest thing they've ever heard. So we got to be completely ready for that. It just comes down to everybody knowing exactly what our game plan is, all the calls to and from, because there could be certain times that they might not hear certain things. They might have to plug and play some of the words. So just everybody doing the mental work to get prepped for that. But it shouldn't be a surprise to us. It's going to be a great atmosphere.
The Lions fans even giving instructions out to fans saying, don't be loud when they get to the huddle. Be loud as they're going into the huddle. And fans definitely showed up. So our crew was in Allen Park this afternoon. You can hear from the players later on at 6. But as far as today's practice goes, this is good news. A pretty clean injury report. Sam Laporta was limited. Khalif Raymond was the only other person listed. So everybody else was full practice. So that is good news ahead of a huge game.
You know, I remember how the Lions were prepping for Arrowhead at the beginning of the season. I wonder what Tampa Bay is doing if they're bringing out loudspeakers and things like that.
They're shaking.
Too.
You can hear the roar in Florida.
Exactly.
I love it.
How cool is that to hear Detroit being spoke about in the way that Arrowhead is spoke about?
By other teams.
Right.
It's great. All right.
Looking forward to it.